Hey guys, welcome back to the garden where it is our 19th, it's our 18th or 19th week of the growing season. And I do apologize that I missed the previous 2 weeks. Oh my goodness, we had an unscheduled trip out of town, right? And so I was unable to do my garden updates. I did miss you guys, I missed you so much. And I'm happy that we are back in the garden doing what we love, right? All right, so I started it with us looking at some blooms from the Kennedy Rose, looking really good right here. Never expected him to bloom, but he did. And I'll give you a sweep of the garden at the front so that you can see how everything has been growing. Or Fire Chief arborvitaes, over 4 feet tall and wide, right? Roses are quiet on the walk. And the hydrangeas in containers are still, believe it or not, I can't believe it, are still looking good. They haven't completely browned out for me like they normally do. So this is a good thing, right? A bit more tweaking next year, and we should have these limelights, keeping that really beautiful limelighty color, if not giving us a little bit of that pink hue once we come to the latter end of the season. This is the second one right here. Yeah, not bad, not bad at all. All right, so let's take you into the garden so that I can show you what's happening with a few of our blooms and our plants there. Right, come on. Okay, so we are starting right here on Claire Austin. This was a season, as you guys have known, because I've sang on it almost every time I had the camera on. People, it was a hot summer. It was hot, all right, and the roses held up as best as they could, right? I did get black spot in the garden this year simply because of the humidity and moisture levels. There really was not much that I could do. Some roses had it more than others. Right. But the good thing is they are still alive and look, growing. Right? So this is a really good thing. The poet's wife, ready to be, let's see, it's we should deadhead. It is August 31st, so the first week of September. I normally stop deadheading in my garden right around the second week of September. So I am going to come in and do a full deadhead of these guys. What I realize is my garden, well, not my garden, but the winters here tend to come on a little bit later, and so that growing season for the roses pushes out a bit into November sometimes, right? So in October, November, I could still be having blooms before the roses go completely to sleep. So a few more weeks of deadheading, just 2 more weeks of deadheading, and then we will let the roses do what they want to do. Oh, look at that fell apart, which is go to bed. All right, let's see. So let's walk into the garden. Let's take a look at what is going on. Smelling some of the fallen blossoms from Claire. She smells good. Her petals smell really good. All right, we are in the garden. Look at the garden, guys. All right, this is the back garden. Thomas A. Beckett has started giving us some late season blooms. I cannot reach him, but he is looking good, minus being a little bit on the strappy side. All right. And this is Princess Alexandra of Kent. Oh man, a fraction of who she is, but still beautiful. Okay, gorgeous rose. And let's walk it on down right here. You are seeing what survived in the containers. Can you believe that these incredible hydrangeas survived? I can't believe it. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take them out of the container. So you may be laughing now, right? Because you said, Naomi, you did this like 2, 3 times already. I know. This time I'm thinking, let's move them to the opposite side of the garden where hopefully there are more nutrients. I'm not quite sure if they will do better in that spot, but I do want to give them a chance to bloom in ground because they are just really gorgeous plants, right? To grow and bloom in ground. All right. The edge of night hibiscus. Now, these hibiscus started blooming, when was it? The latter week of July. So they have given us over a month of blooms. Mhm. And I can't complain. And look at this. It's going to go beyond that month because here, look at these baby buds are still forming, right? Oh, look at this. Come here. More, right? So we are going to have, look, and more. So it looks like we are going to get at least 2 months of blooms out of these hibiscus, which is awesome. I'm taking you over to show you the second one here. This is the one that had started first. Ah, look at those blooms. Oh, look at those blooms. So tropical and bright and just gorgeous. I did not know I would like hydrangeas, and heck, you just keep saying hydrangeas, the hibiscus in the garden. My first season I was opposed to it, but now I just completely love them. Right? I love them. And look, as mentioned, they're not finished yet, right? More blooms to come. Oh yeah, look, definitely more blooms to come. So it looks like this guy's going to take us in. They're going to take us pretty close to fall, which is cool. My what's this? My marigold bed. Oh my gosh! So you know that I have not been deadheading my marigolds. They looked good up to 2 weeks ago, right? And now look at how it's looking. Oh boy. Now it's at the point where I cannot get away with not deadheading. So at this point, because of all of these spent blooms that are sitting here, I'll come in and I will deadhead them. As mentioned, I'm going to be thoughtful because I'm going to take all of these blooms that I am deadheading. We're going to bag them up so that we can get seeds for next year's garden. Right? But these marigolds did good on their own. And I'm thinking the unhappiness that we're seeing with them now is because they started to receive overhead watering. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's it, people. I think that's why they look the way they look. But all right. The petunias, I got to talk about these bubblegum petunias just for a second. I don't know if you remember, maybe 3 or 4 weeks ago, we had these petunias and they were dried up. They were crispy, and I felt so sad that they had dried out on me. And instead of tossing them, I decided to pop them in a container to see if they would bounce back. And look at this. They did exactly that, guys. They bounced back and beautifully too. All of them are growing well. So they're going to give us color for the next few weeks. Right? So this is a good thing. Look at that. Doing really, really well. Okay, let's take a quick update on the Shasta daisies. Now, this is something I did earlier this season, and I felt so silly when I was doing it. I had the spaces, I wanted to fill the spaces under the dapple willows. So we purchased 4 Shasta daisies, and I divided them, right, so that we'd have 8 to plant the 8 beds. And look at this. They survived, they're growing, and I think they're actually thriving in the space. Yeah, this is a big deal because in this bed under the dapples, I have tried hydrangeas. They did not like the space. I've popped in some annuals. I tried some dusty millers. They haven't grown an inch since planting, which is right. Dusty millers normally planted for me in my garden. Other spaces are going to grow up to about 2 feet tall and wide, right? But they have not moved. But what has been growing and settling in and showing me that, hey, mommy, I can handle it, are these Shasta daisies. Right? So this is something I'm looking forward to next year. It's going to be really, I'm really anticipating what it's going to look like. Hopefully my dapple willows are going to survive because they're doing the weirdest thing in terms of dropping leaves and having bare stems. Not quite sure what's going on with them. But looking forward to the spring with the Shasta daisies doing their nice mound and beautiful thing. Remember, we have some alliums planted in here, right? And I'm thinking, hey, we might have a space or two right around the trunk of the dapple that we can put in some tulips. Stop it. All right, we're going to try to have some spring color going on here, and I think it's going to be so much fun. All right, let me turn around. All right, sliding over and to give you a quick update on the limelight hydrangeas here in the back garden. They started blooming later than those we had in the front, right? Couple weeks, several weeks behind. As you can tell, they're still on the white side. They did well, right? They did well. I am still getting used to them in the back. I'm thinking that they don't have enough of a pop for me. Remember, right here last year, we had some beautiful red knockout roses. Nothing for me beats the energy of that red. Red just has a whole different energy, right? So they did fill the space, they did hold it, but I'm just not sure that this is the correct plant for this section of the garden. And so this is something that we're going to revisit again next year, next season, to see if mm, there's something else that we could use to maybe bring more energy and vibrancy to the space. But I mean, the hydrangeas, not nothing bad about them. They were gorgeous, just perhaps not the color that I would have liked. All right. Okay, moving on around. All right, moving over from the hydrangeas, right? We've got the Rose of Sharon towering. I'm sorry, this is the Althea variety, towering beautifully, up big and beautiful blooms as always. Always grows into a beast of a plant, right? Every season, covered in buds. One of the first plants that I planted here in the garden. So now 4 years in. Whew, 4 years in, and she is huge. All right, she is huge. She stays. Now, I want to show you something that is concerning to me. So maybe you could help me figure this out. I've noticed I've got some dieback. My juniper is dying in the center. I have no idea why. Are you seeing those branches dying out there? And I think it is getting more and more. Yeah, so this concerns me a lot because this was my healthiest of the junipers in the garden. Right. So I'm hoping that whatever is happening stops happening. Right. But something that I will keep an eye on because I do not like not enjoying the dieback. Right, coming on down here, the petunias. These are the double petunias that we started from seed. To be quite honest with you, you know they did well. These received no care from me, as you can tell. These are the petunias that would enjoy or benefit from a bit of deadheading, right? Pulling those spent blooms off, which I did not do, right? That's not me as a gardener. I don't like it, right? But even in the absence of that, they enjoyed themselves. They bloomed beautifully, and they're gorgeous, right? This is the pink, and here is the purple. My neighbor described the color for me. Right? She says that is fuchsia. Let me take you back to the pink. She says, "It's like I love the fuchsia." I'm like, "Oh, it's fuchsia, okay." Right? For me, I'm saying pink. All right, and that's on my good day. Otherwise, I would say, you know that reddish one back there. Stop it. All right, people, colorblind in a garden. It always works. All right, so turning you back around, it has been a beautiful season so far. We're hitting into the fall temperature, so the heat is hopefully gone. All right, hopefully, no more hot days in the 90s, which means no more excuses to not get out into the garden, to start taking care of it, getting it ready to go to bed in the fall, and preparing for next season's blooms. Can I tell you? Already thinking ahead to next season, guys. Next year, I want to do way more spring, as I mentioned. So, way more bulb planting. Okay? I want to add some deeper summers and I need to add more fall color. Right? So, it's going to be fun. It's going to be a fun wrapping it down season. a fun getting it ready to bloom again season. All right. Let's see. I didn't take you out to the garden on the front. Let's just take a quick walk through there. Hopefully, I will not run out of space. This rose did not do. This rose gave us a beautiful spring flush of roses, and that was it. And she's at the entrance of the garden, and I'm thinking I would like to remove her so she may get another spring to bloom, but then I'm going to remove her and replace her with something evergreen, something that's more of a statement piece that welcomes you into the garden throughout the season, all season long, right? She'll welcome you in the spring, but then she's not paying you any mind this summer and fall, right? You're on your own. All right, let's see. Out here, came in, I gave the and watered these little giants here in containers. First time watering them all season long. Okay. They are bottomless containers, so the roots have already gone down into the ground and they take care of themselves that way. We have a few blooms here. Twilight, not Twilight Zone. Is this Twilight? Yeah, Twilight Zone. Few blooms. And everybody else on the back is quietly healthy but ready to rest. Okay, just walking you along the back really quick. This rose, I'm actually going to remove this rose from the garden, at least from this space. A healthy rose, gorgeous rose, but I want to use this planting space for something else. And so she is going to get relocated. Gorgeous rose. Oh, gorgeous. Enchanted piece. Love her. Right? All right. And there we are. Boom. As the back. Gabriel Oak still giving us a few scattered blooms as always at the end. Right? And back there you are seeing Florentina, some red blooms from Florentina. And there are a few blooms on Salis Martyr. Okay? They are on the inside. I don't know how I missed it. I should have walked over to those for you. But all right. All right, beautiful people. Let me give you a sweep of the garden. Right? Let's just use it as our snapshot because next year we're hoping that it's going to be looking a little bit different. Right? A little bit different. Yeah, look at it. But it is beautiful. All right, so I'm going to thank you again for having joined me for another beautiful day in the garden. As always, guys, you are awesome. Thanks so much for watching. Hey, I'm going to be um, getting to work in the garden since it's cooler temps, and I'm thinking that I might be going live. If I do, I will try to put a notification up so that you will know when to join me in the garden, so you can help me get it all cleaned up, right, and ready for the fall and spring. All right. All right. So thank you again for watching. You are awesome. Have a great Sunday, awesome Monday, and I'll see you guys in the next video.